Welcome back to Ontario Tech University Gym here in Oshawa, Ontario. My name is Cole Hales. Beside me, Jackson Vidori, my co-commentator. We're back once again, 3:45 action for another quarterfinal matchup here in the Under-15 Women's Canada Basketball National Championships between British Columbia and Nova Scotia. Last outing out for BC, it was a big win, 62-45. To and against Alberta, and for Nova Scotia, they went 3-1 in their pool, 2-2 in their pool, so they were able to move on here to the quarterfinals. Jackson, a chance here to play against Quebec here, who got the bye in the semifinals between two great teams.
Two great teams, and BC coming off a big win against Alberta that you just mentioned. BC started off 0-2, playing in Pool A, a tough pool, going up against Quebec, the silver medalists, and Ontario, the reigning champs, but secured a big win against Alberta, an Alberta squad that just beat an undefeated Saskatchewan team that was 4-0. So Alberta is moving on to the semifinals against Ontario. The BC have a lot to prove coming from Pool A, going against a Nova Scotia squad that's pretty battle-tested. They haven't been on a win streak yet. Like you said, they're 2-2. They won their first game. They lost their first game, they won their second, lost, and then win. So it's been a mixture of emotions for Nova Scotia, but they're going up against a big and tall, tough, touted BC team led by Petit Diol, number 13, who had an unofficial visit to Kentucky earlier this year.
Yeah, unofficial visit to Kentucky just a couple of days ago. Now here in the tournament, trying to send her squad to the semis against Quebec. Just seconds away here from tip-off, quarterfinal action between British Columbia and Nova Scotia. BC gets us started here, and it's a quick one from Krepniak. That layup's no good, and it's rebounded from Nova Scotia. Hounded here. They're going to win it back, and the ball's bouncing everywhere, ripped out of the hands. And now back here is Krepniak in the corner for three. No good. Back. She grabs her own rebound. Here's Diol. Layup attempts no good. That one's blocked. Hines there with the block, and it will continue to be here British Columbia ball. Pass deflected out now, and here's Nova Scotia's first chance. Here's Magalore. Here's Locke. Hines. Peterson. Back to Magalore. Driving. Almost ripped out of her hands, but it was still Nova Scotia ball. Hines will have the sideline inbound here for Nova Scotia. 2 seconds left here on the shot clock. Here's Magalore. Got to put a shot up. That one's no good. It's an air ball.
Tough shot there by Magalore. Definitely one of Nova Scotia's stars. Leads the whole tournament assists with 4.0 a game, but just had to heave that one up there with shot clock expiring.
Krepniak to inbound here for BC. She'll get it back. Dyson down the court. Here's Diol in the corner. That pass is just too high for Diol, so it's going to be out of bounds here. Nova Scotia ball. The fans are loud behind us here, Jackson, behind their Nova Scotia squad.
The bells are ringing, Cole. It's playoff time. You're 2-2 during this if you're Nova Scotia, 1-2 for BC, but this game matters the most. A ticket to the semifinals against the Quebecois.
Here's Peterson for three. That one's in. That one's good. Nova Scotia coach loved that one. First 3 points on the board here for the team in blue.
Number 6, Peterson catching a three there, calling bank to open the floodgate.
Here's Diol now. Hand off to Barrasso. Barrasso beats Magalore, drives, layup's no good. Air ball rebounded. Magalore now can push the pace for Nova Scotia. Calling for a screen. Will get one. Here's Spencer now. Travel call there on the jab step. Lack of concentration there.
Cole, I must say quickly, I know we talked about it, but I think this is the loudest it's ever been. The men's Nova Scotia team is here in support Everybody's family's in here in support, and the bells are ringing.
Here's Diol now going up for a layup. That one's good. Men's BC team's loving that one. 2 points on the board for Diol. Maglor driving off the side of the backboard and out. Here's Krepniak. Back to Diol. Hesitation, drives. And Feltz is fouled in the paint. Barrasso to inbound here for BC. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Tipped by Maglor. Out of the hands of her. Ball's bouncing everywhere. That's out of bounds. It will be BC ball. I'm sure the crowd will have a part to play here in this one if they're going to continue to be this loud.
Almost definitely. You hear from both sides, Cole. The bells are ringing. The men's basketball team on both sides are here in support.
Volker keeps that ball. Diol, deep three. That one, no good. Air ball, but good attempt there from number 13 on BC.
You have to really watch Diol's three-point shot. That's what she's known for. She'll take those type of shots from long range all game long.
Ball ripped out of the hands of Maglor. Lack of concentration. Here's Barrasso for a layup. No good, but she's fouled on the shot attempt. 2 free throws coming up for number 4.
Tough foul to give up there by Maglor. Gave away possession on the 2-on-1, but you have to make them work for it at the free throw line. Those are sometimes the fouls you have to take there early on.
First one is nothing but net for Barrasso, so first free throw made in this game for both teams. Second one off the rim. Rebounded by Locke. Three minutes into this first quarter and just 6 points in total from either team combined. Missed there on the layup attempt. Here's Diol out in transition, putting that one up. That one's good. 4 points for Panit Diol. Barrasso steals that one back. Great defensive pressure here from British Columbia. Here's down in the paint. It's Feltz for 2. 2 quick, easy baskets for BC now, up by 4. Three-point attempt here. It's good. Peterson had an attempt before, missed that one. Won't do it on the next time. That's 3 points for her.
Second three-pointer of the game for number 6. 6 points for Peterson.
Diol for 3. That's good. 3-point attempt from Diol. Back to back.
Panit Diol, we spoke about it earlier. She will take a plethora of shots beyond the arc and make you pay. You cannot leave her with an inch of space.
Here's Locke now. Spin move, drives, layup attempt. That one's off. Rebound by Diol. Hounded by 2 defenders on Nova Scotia. Is able to get it out. Back to Barrasso here. And back to Diol now. Hezi from Diol. Krepniak. That's a travel. It will be Nova Scotia ball. So Moody will check into the game here for BC as Barrasso checks out. Here's Maglor in the corner to Peterson. Step back 3 from Peterson. That one's rimmed in and out. Krepniak hounded by Maglor and Peterson, and it's...
Hear the crowd. Loud booster call. Parents standing up on that one. Nova Scotia bench didn't like that one. Coach calling for a travel. He'll just have a quick word with the referee, but nonetheless, BC retains possession.
Diol stepped out of bounds there. Or sorry, backcourt violation. That's a lack of concentration once again.
And that's just one of those tough ones there. It's hard to see that line because of that blue Ontario Tech Ridgebacks logo. Unfortunate call there, but almost a call that the referees made up, as the Nova Scotia bench didn't like the non-travel call on the one before.
Moody now fighting for that one. She's able to get to it. Puts the layup attempt up. No good. Rebounded by Diol. Tries to put it back up. No foul call. And it will be Nova Scotia ball, so BC can't capitalize on the turnover there and put 2 more points on the board.
Nova Scotia really have to watch with those high passes to Magloire. She's quick, she's fast, but only standing about 5 foot tall. It's hard for her to get up for those ones as she ignites this offense.
Three-point attempt here from Hines. Oh, good! So Hines with her first three-pointer of the game, and another one for Nova Scotia.
All 9 points here for the team in blue coming beyond the arc. This is a sharp shooting team.
Krepniak, hand off to Moody. Screen from Felt. Driving is Moody, putting the one up. That one can't fall. Felt trying to get to the rebound. It will be British Columbia ball. Byram checks into the game for Felt for British Columbia. Off-ball screens here for Folka. Finds Krepniak. Back out to Folka for 3. That one is off the rim. Trying to get to the rebound. That's a loose ball foul, and it will be Nova Scotia ball.
Yeah, just a loose ball foul for Krepniak, who, again, one of these stars for the team here, Cole. She has the most minutes played on average in this whole tournament, a touch over 35 minutes a game. And remember, these are only 40-minute games.
Playing every single minute of this one so far as well. Here's Locke now, driving on Diol. Layup is good. Easy 2 points there for Locke.
Easy 2 points for Locke. She leads this team in points per game with 13.
Byram trying to put up a layup attempt. That one's no good. Here's Klein now. Just checked into the game. Step back from Klein. That one off the rim and not good. Now on transition is Diol now. The smaller Klein on her. Fouled. And she'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Well, Puneet Diol, we've talked about her time and time again, Cole. She's a sharpshooter. You give her an inch of space and she'll take it, but she also is just such a high IQ player. She runs the floor very well and will always take those easy points in transition, as we saw. Good transition defense by Nova Scotia to catch her there, make her work at the free throw line as she misses the first, but you really have to watch Puneet Diol on offense. There's reasons she had an unofficial visit to Kentucky. She was an all-star last year at the same exact tournament.
Yeah, 16.5 points last year. The second one can't fall. 6 rebounds per game. 41% from the field and almost 40% from the free throw line last year to earn her first team all-star nods in this same tournament. Here's Klein. To Hines. Klein again from 3. That's Wood. So Klein will have her first points of the game here, and it's a triple for Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia taking the lead. This is a 3-point shooting team. 4 triples in the first quarter for the team in blue. The hottest start beyond the arc that I've seen so far this tournament.
Diol to Krepniak down low, and that's a great play there. Great move from Krepniak to find the 2 points.
1A to 1B there.
Here's Locke. Guarded tightly by Diol now. She drives right side. Tries to find her teammate. It's not good. It's stolen. Here's Diol now. She'll pull up from 3. No good. Off the rim and out. Back to Diol. Folka now on the 3-point line. She'll try one. That one is no good. Rebounded by Moody. Able to get it out to Diol. Hesitation. Layup. All good.
Good patience there by Diol. Had the opportunity to take the mid-range, Saw that there was a little bit of space to the left and just laid it up and in.
There's Spencer. Spencer once again to Klein now, calling for the screen, gets it. Step back, trying to find a teammate, 3 seconds left. Ball is out on the floor, puts a shot up. No good, but she's fouled for 2 shots.
And that's tough for BC. Play great defense for 23 seconds there, Cole. Force a tough shot, but you can't just be reaching out on those and giving up that free foul there. Number 13, Kuni Diol, checks out of the game. It'll be interesting to see how BC respond to their star being out for the remaining 2 minutes of this first quarter.
I think they're calling here for too many players on the court. There was 6 after the foul attempt.
Well, you know what, Cole, in a quarterfinal matchup, everybody wants to play. So you can't blame one extra person on the bench standing up. It shows it emphasizes the effort that all these players have to want to get involved in this game. Again, this is the loudest I think I've ever heard it here. I don't know if it's because we're down low today and not in the Durham College gym up high, but you hear the bells ringing, you hear all the benches tapping, all the fans screaming. So I don't blame them for wanting to get into this intense game.
Both free throws fall for Klein, so it's 2 for 2 from the line, as well as a three-pointer. Moody's blocked by Gorman at the rim, who's just checked out onto the court. Great Euro step there from McFarland. Is able to get headed to the line here for 2 shots.
Yeah, McFarland with the Euro step, taking a trip back to Nova Scotia. She's one of the stars as well on this Nova Scotia team. She's 4th right now in the tournament in steals, almost just a touch under 4.0 at 3.8 steals a game. She runs the floor very well. She's very fast, always an outlet, and a very key player to this Nova Scotia squad.
First one's off. So 1 for 2 from the line for McFarland. As Spencer will check out here as Parker comes in for her first minutes of action. Barroso now back to Folka. Folka driving now with the ball. Pull up J off the rim. McFarland can pick it up. Almost loses her dribble. McFarland back. Here's a Gorman now driving, putting the layup attempt in, blocked, but she's fouled and headed to the line for 2 shots.
That's great ball movement there by Nova Scotia. It's always going to be hard going against that tough BC press. But when you come for the double teams, that means a teammate's open. Nova Scotia did a really good job of finding the open teammate in Gorman. A tough shot, got blocked, but took the foul with her, as she'll take her points at the free throw line.
2 for 2 from the line for number 13 in blue. Full court press in action for Nova Scotia here. 5-point lead. Palma in the corner. That three-pointer's off. Rebounded by Felt, but tipped out of her hands and picked back up by Nova Scotia. Here's Klein. Klein being hounded by half court. Spencer driving, putting a shot up. That's no good. McFarland fighting for that one, and it's going to be BC ball.
That's great perimeter defense by BC, forcing Nova Scotia to go inside, which isn't their strong suit on offense goal. They love to pass around the perimeter and find that open shot.
That's a bad giveaway off the inbound there. Just no options available for Folka, and tries to pass it in front of her teammate, and it's going to roll out and be Nova Scotia ball. McFarland to inbound. Here to Gorman. Pull up Jay, no good. Parker now picks it back up. Back to Gorman. Seconds running down, blocked at the rim. And now Correa can take it out. Three-pointer from Koo is an air ball, no good. Picked back up by Klein. Pull-up Jay from Klein's good. From defense to offense for number 2 in blue.
Klein going coast to coast. She may have started on the bench, but she captains this Nova Scotia squad. Nice patience there for the mid-range jumper.
Barroso now for a last-second shot. Off the rim and no good, so first quarter action here in the quarterfinals between British Columbia and Nova Scotia ends. Nova Scotia 21, British Columbia 14. It's been a flurry of offense from the team in blue, including from beyond the arc.
It really has been, and tell you what, Cole, we have lucked out today with a three-point barrage from all teams. Alberta, Saskatchewan earlier, what a game, but that game's over. We're talking about BC and Nova Scotia. I think this was the hottest start beyond the arc that we've seen in the first quarter by any team that we've watched, any women's team that we watched. 4 3-pointers, 2 from Peterson. That's really how they get their offense going. And they're going up against a tough BC team that is coming off a big win against Alberta in Pool A. We just saw Saskatchewan, undefeated in Pool B, lose to a winless Alberta in Pool A. So coming into this game, you kind of start to think BC are the favorites as they're the most battle tested, but Nova Scotia proving that they're here to play some ball too.
Yeah, definitely here to play some ball. Nova Scotia came out flying, and they were hot from the start. A lot of three-pointers. Right now I'm looking at Klein has been the focal point of their offense.
Yeah, Klein's really been a good focal point. We touched on her before. She's the captain of this squad coming off the bench. She has 7 points right now, shooting 50%, and Nova Scotia as a whole is shooting 57% from beyond the arc. That's the highest three-point percentage that I've seen in the first quarter or by any team in general. Nova Scotia just really a sharp shooting team, and I'm very impressed with how they're playing.
Yeah, they're playing a really good game. We haven't had the option to watch them so far this week. This is our first outing being able to commentate over them, and I'm highly, not surprised, but honestly really happy that I'm getting to watch this basketball team because they're really good. I've missed out this week.
We really have missed out this week, but if we take a look at the flip side on BC's side, most of their offense runs through Pranit Diol, who we'll be talking about all day and all game long, but their offense kind of seems to struggle when she's not on the court. Right now they have 0 bench points full to Nova Scotia's 10. So when she's on the court, they tend to go through some deficits, which is why Nova Scotia went on that 8-0 run to close out the first quarter. But Diol, number 13 for White, is back in the game.
Here's Spencer in the corner, elected to shoot, didn't want to. Puts up a floater, that one's no good. She's fouled on the shot attempt. So 2 shots of the charity strike here for number 6.
Yeah, Peterson just does such a good job at creating space, getting her shot open. She's always going to take that shot if you leave her some space. 6 points today for number 6. And she's been efficient from the charity strike and beyond the arc.
Second one's in. Here's Diol now for British Columbia. Being guarded and ball stolen by Parker. Puts the layup up and it's blocked by Diol.
Oh my days. Diol making up for the turnover. Swatted that like Hakeem Olajuwon. Golly.
Barroso now to Felt in the corners. Folka for 3. Open, wide open. That one's off. Barroso getting back to her rebound now. Resetting for BC. 5 seconds left on the shot clock here. Out to Folka. You got to take a shot here. Diol for 3 will put this one up. That one's good from Diol. Catch and shoot 3 from number 13. That's what she does best.
Talk about takeover from Pranit Diol. She gave up the turnover, got pickpocketed. You don't really see that often. Came down with a big, ferocious block. seconds dimbling on the shot clock. You give her an inch of space, she's going to take it, hand in the face, doesn't matter. Puneet Diol already up to 12 points here in the first half.
Krepniak checks back into the game for British Columbia here. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. There's Correa.
And that's the second time here, Cole, that 6 players are on the court for Nova Scotia.
Just not getting communication well on the switches, not being able to figure out who's coming on, who's coming off. That's going to hurt you because these refs are going to call it every single time. You hear the BC fans here say second time that's happened. Unfortunately, you don't get no shots for that. Here's Felt. Pull-up J. Off the rim a couple times and no good, but Krepniak on the putback. 2 points for her now here in this second quarter. Maglor now check back into the game. Calling for the screen from Parker. She takes it. Diol now hounding her. Putting the clamps on. Maglor drives by, puts it up and blocked by Diol once again. That one's going to be a foul, so
wow.
To the dismay of Puneet Diol, so Maglor will head to the line here for 2 shots.
Very late call there, Cole. You see Puneet Diol's jaw dropped on that one. I think everybody in the stands thought that was a block. But tell you what, Cole, I'm impressed with Diol's defense, her interior defense, because when she blocks shots, she doesn't just block shots, she ferociously blocks them.
Yeah, using her height to her advantage 100%. Our last time we watched her, it wasn't a lot of defense for her, it was a lot of offense, but today she's using that to her advantage, using against a smaller guard like Maglor, and using her wingspan to swat that one out. Just got a little bit too much of the hands there.
And Maglor, in her stance, she does a really good job at drawing fouls. She gets fouled 5 times a game, which is top 5 in the tournament. So expect to see her at the free throw line.
Expect to see her with the ball as well as she rips at one of Barroso's hands off the inbound. Here's Locke. Jab step now, stops her dribble, looking for a teammate. It's McFarland. Crossover on Krepniak, driving, blocked by Fell. It's a block party here in Ontario Tech University gym. Maglor puts one up. That one's no good. Rebounded, and now it's finally taken aback by BC. Here's Diol on transition. Puts it up, but it's swatted out of here by Locke on the pass attempt to Krepniak. So it will be British Columbia ball here. Diol open for 3 on the perimeter. Can't find the net. Right to Krepniak's hands. Maglor tried to keep that.
That's a high IQ play there by Krepniak. Saw that Maglor was falling. Tried to save possession. That's an easy pass perception.
McFarland now running point. To Maglor. Correa on her. Step back. Off the backboard. Diol on the rebound. Barroso to Correa. Diol driving now. Hand off to Felt. She's got to put one up. That one's no good. The contact was too much for her. Maglor on the rebound now. Calling for the screen. Gets it from Spencer. Stops her dribble. Now out to Parker. Parker driving baseline, putting a layup attempt up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Can't finish on the putback. Correa being hounded. Great behind the back move to get oh, and it's blocked. McFarland got beat on the behind the back and then recovered well and swatted that one out of here.
Oh, looked like she got put in a blender but made up for it. We spoke about McFarland's defensive presence earlier, averaging under 4.0 steals per game, but talk about the blocks too. She can do it all defensively.
9 seconds left here on the shot clock for BC to find a good shot. Here's Diol open on the perimeter for three. That one's off the rim and no good. Klein checked back into the game now here with the ball. McFarland now, crossover, baseline, floater, no good. Rebounded by Krepniak and out to Barroso. Here's Diol now, driving. Off the backboard, no good. Byram with the rebound, Krepniak with the floater. That one can't fall. It was wide open. She just couldn't find the nice touch around the rim. Here's Klein. Lock in the corner, driving, floater attempt is good. Nice touch around the rim from number 9 in blue.
She knew exactly what she wanted to do when she received it in the corner. Nice drive, nice right-handed lay.
Here's Diol. Great move inside to get the ball over the defender and hit the nice layup.
She's a sharpshooter, but she also does a really good job at attacking that basket, weaving through the paint to her right-handed strong hand.
Klein trying to put the moves on Barroso here. Finds Locke. Right corner. Krepniak defending. Here's Parker driving on Diol. Layup's no good. Rebounded by Krepniak. Here's Diol. Driving as Diol finds Byram is blocked, but fouled, so Byram will head to the line for 2 shots.
Spencer got a little bit of the ball there, but also got a little bit of the arm. Just a little bit too heavy on the swat there as BC will go to the line. Nicole, another tight quarterfinal game that we had. A better offensive showing by BC as they're outscoring Nova Scotia 9-5 in the second.
First one falls for Isabel Byram. With 4:39 left here in the first half. 26-24. Second one falls, so 2 for 2 from the line. 1 point game now in favor of Nova Scotia. Here's Klein now, gets the screen from Spencer. Peterson driving, layup attempt is good.
Peterson up to 10 points now, has a pair of threes, but showing she could attack the rim as well.
There's Moody driving, kick out to Palma. 3-point attempt from Diol is off the rim and no good. Kept in by Moody. Out to Palma now. Screen from Diol. Palma out to Krepniak for 3. No good. Both these teams love shooting their 3-pointers. Whenever they're just a little bit open, they'll take them. Timeout taken by Nova Scotia.
They do, and it is really, really fun to watch. Some good looks there by BC. But if you're Nova Scotia, I think you really have to start guarding. You need Diol tight around that perimeter because, like you said, time and time again, Cole, she will always shoot beyond the arc. She's already attempted 7 threes, made 2, but the more you leave her open, the more shots she's willing to take and make.
Yeah, 100%. They're not afraid to shoot at all. Right now, this has been such a close game. 3-point lead here in favor of Nova Scotia, but BC have been putting the pressure on and have been starting to grow into their defense.
They really have been, and we spoke about it at the end of the first quarter. BC is their best when Camille Diol is on the court. Right now, they only have 2 bench points from Isabella Byram, and that's from the free throw line. So they've still yet to make a field goal from their bench. They really run through Punit Diol and Krepniak. So it's interesting to see when the BC bench do come on and see how they react.
So it will be Nova Scotia ball here. Here's Klein. Peterson for three now. That one's off the backboard. Klein on the rebound. Taking her screen. 2 seconds left. Got to take a shot here. She can't get one off to go. Great team defense there for British Columbia to force a turnover of possession.
Good team defense, but also great defense by Byram, one of the tallest on this British Columbia squad, trying her best to stop Klein from shooting, and the size mismatch definitely helped her in that case.
There's Palma driving, left-hand layup, cannot fall. Byram grabs the board over Klein. Now back out to Punit Diol. Hesitation, great step move, and a great score from Punit Diol to put 2 more points on the board for her.
You have to stop when you're on defense. She thought she was about to shoot, but she can drive every time, and a great gather step to create space there for the lay.
Here's Locke. Back to Klein. Into Gorman. Smaller man on her. Tries to put one up. Byram came to help, but it was no fine for help there because Gorman's going to head to the line here for 2 more shots.
Tough call there. Byram did the right thing on the help defense. Saw the mismatch there. Her hands are up. Her hands wasn't impeding at all, but she just didn't get her feet set there and got a little bit too involved on number 13, Gorman.
Second one's off from Gorman, but she's able to grab her rebound. Klein step back 3. That one's good. Great shot from Klein, and yet another 3-pointer for number 2.
We've seen Klein try that step back move before. Didn't really get it to work, but got it to work that time. She loves stepping back to her right side and following through with her right hand. What a shot from Nova Scotia.
Punit Diol now for 3. That one's off. Rebounded by Krepniak. Put it back up and 1. Big bucket from number 8 and a potential 3-point play here for British Columbia.
We saw Nova Scotia with a 3 of their own, but BC responds with the 3-point way, the old-fashioned way. Krepniak with the offensive board. She just positions herself so well in the interior. Most of her baskets always come from layups, but she's always just reading the trajectory off the glass and just such a good job at grabbing those boards.
Cassidy McFarland and Hines check into the game here for Nova Scotia. Second one is off from Krepniak, rebounded by Klein here. 3-point lead for Nova Scotia. Almost tipped away and stolen by Punit Diol, but just off her fingertips, and Nova Scotia inbound right again. Sadie Hines to inbound here for the team in blue. Here's Gorman. 3-point attempt here. That one's off the rim. Gorman will grab the rebound. Travel call there on Gorman. Too many steps before a dribble, so will result in a sideline inbound here for BC.
Yeah, you said it best, Cole. Too many steps before the dribble, but 2 big offensive boards there in the last few possessions by Gorman.
Barroso now. Klein was riding her shoulder. That's a travel as well. So all tournament, we've seen a lot of times when you're trying to jab step, you're taking too many steps and it's counting as a dribble step. So these referees are right on top of it and calling it every single time.
Yeah, referees are doing a great job at really breaking down that play because it's tough to see Cole in the moment as well, but it's been getting a lot better throughout the tournament, especially last game between Alberta and Saskatchewan. We didn't see many of those calls, and we're not seeing many today. It just so happened to be back-to-back.
Klein just losing her dribble out to Barroso, and now BC can hit out on transition. Here's Krepniak. Swinged over to Folka in the corner for three. That one cannot fall, off the rim and out, rebounded by Klein.
Tell you what, though, that's a great look and an even better pass cross-court by Krepniak to spot her open teammate in the corner.
Three-point attempt here. That one's no good from Mumford.
Another good pass in the corner, setting the off-ball screen to get wide open for the three-point shot.
Layup is good from Barroso. That was a long one, but she was able to make it over Klein. 1 point game here, 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Klein slowing things down for Nova Scotia. Almost tipped away by Diol, but it will result still in Nova Scotia's hands. Timeout taken.
Punit Diol always going to have the active hands, but a high IQ play there by McFarlane to shield Diol from getting that steal.
100% a high IQ. Now Nova Scotia will look to draw up a play here in the final 40 seconds or so left here in the first half. And it's got to go to Klein.
It's got to go to Klein. Klein's been their player all afternoon. She has 10 points coming off the bench, the captain of this team, shooting at a 75% clip. Oh, she's very fast. She loves that step back. Never afraid to create her own shot, and she's matching up really well with these BC guards.
Fans are going crazy in front of us, waving BC and Nova Scotia flags. Full support here from both sets of friends and family here at the tournament, as little man here wants to have his own turn.
Well, Cole, I think the reason why it's so intense and so loud is because the men's teams actually face each other as well. And BC came up on top of that one, so Nova Scotia looking for revenge.
Parker Hill will inbound with 35.9 seconds left here on the clock. 1 point game, 32-31. Here's Gorman. Swinged over to Parker, but couldn't find the hands of number 10, so it will be BC ball here. 31.9 left here on the clock.
It was a good idea from Gorman. The pass was there. It was just a little bit off.
Correa checks out for Krepniak, who comes back in, and she'll inbound. Here's Folka. Barroso. 20 seconds left here in the first half. Krepniak all alone on an island now. That's a travel call on Krepniak, so Nova Scotia's going to have a chance for the final shot of the first half.
Great defense by Nova Scotia. You can tell they wanted Diol to get the ball there, but they guarded her so tightly. BC did a great job at putting Krepniak on a one-on-one, but just took too many steps there.
Here's Klein. 10 seconds left here in the first half. Can Nova Scotia increase their lead? 4 seconds left. Out to Hines. She's got to shoot it. 3-point attempt. No good from Mumford. So we head into the halftime break. 32-31 in favor of Nova Scotia. How tight has this one been so far?
It's been extremely tight as it can get. A 1 point game. What a showing we've seen from Punit Diol. We spoke about her multiple times. She has 16 points, more than half of BC's total.
More than half. I didn't even know. That's an amazing stat. More than half of BC total. She's really carrying this British Columbia side. But we will be right back, because when we come back, we're going to find out who takes on Quebec in the semifinals of the Canada National Basketball Championships here on the women's side, under 15. We'll see you in just a minute. Welcome back to Ontario Tech University Gym here in Oshawa, Ontario. Quarterfinal action, second half quarterfinal action between British Columbia and Nova Scotia. Right now the stand scores 32-31 in favor of the team in blue in Jackson. We got to watch at 1:30 a really, really good, tightly contested game between Alberta and Saskatchewan. And now we get to watch yet another one here against Nova Scotia and BC. What have you taken away from that first half?
Well, first off, I've taken away that this is the loudest that we've ever heard. If you're just tuning in, so loud and rowdy that, Cole, you were hit with a flag at halftime with everybody running around. So it's been a very intense matchup. But I've also taken away that Nova Scotia is a sharp-shooting team. They got off to a really hot start. 2 threes from Peterson, 4 first-quarter triples. So they've been doing really well beyond the arc. But you know who's been keeping up that same pace, Cole? It's been Punit Diol on BC. You mentioned it going in the break. If you're just tuning in, she has 16 points, over half of BC's point total, shooting 7 for 16, 43%. When the ball gets in her hands, you know that magic is going to happen.
Yeah, Diol has been outstanding in that first half. Was going coast to coast, defensively and offensively, going downhill, getting three-pointer shots in the net. Right now, she is the focal point of this British Columbia team and will try to cut this deficit and tie it and hopefully get her squad over to the semifinals to face Quebec. That's also a reminder, the winner of this matchup will take on Quebec in the semis tomorrow. Here's Krepniak. Felt now. Outlet pass to Folka, off her foot and into the hands of Maglor.
Great idea, a wide open pass, just poorly placed on that wrong bounce near her knee.
Maglor driving, no good, rebounded by Folka. Barroso now. Here's Krepniak driving baseline, putting it up, and that's the first 2 points of the second half here.
We talked about it time and time again. Krepniak does really well down low in the paint on that downhill drive. Just knows her spots, attacking the paint.
Maglor now doesn't take the screen. Peterson now. Top of the perimeter. In the corner, but picked out by Folka and tried to save it, but it's out of bounds and Nova Scotia ball.
Good hustle play by Folka to try to save it, try to bounce it off a Nova Scotia team there. It was a good effort, high IQ play, just couldn't officially execute.
Three seconds on the shot clock here for Nova Scotia to find their first points of the second half. Maglor puts one up. That one's off and no good. Rebounded by Diol. Diol picks up her dribble. Being hounded by Hines, and that's a foul.
You know what, though? It's a foul on Hines, but you're guarding Diol a lot tighter. Definitely one of the talking points heading into the break if you're Nova Scotia. 16 first half points from Diol, and sending a message there with the quick foul that, yeah, we are going to play a lot more aggressive on you in the second half.
They're relaxing off her a lot in that first half, which allowed her to get to 16, and now they're putting the pressure on her. Here's Barroso. Driving now. Tries to put the layup up. And that's going to be 2 shots for Barroso here.
Barroso gets to go to the line, and a well-done play by her. Nova Scotia was guarding Diol quite tightly. She was calling for the ball, but Barroso saw the open lane on the right side, took it, took the contact with her, and took herself to the charity strike.
First one's in from Barroso.
Barroso, one of those shifty guards out west for BC, as she's up to 5 points now on the day.
Here's Peterson. Double teamed here, but able to get it cross court to Locke. Locke to Hines. To Maglor. Ball movement here from Nova Scotia, trying to find an option. Maglor was stuck, and now that's out of bounds. It's British Columbia ball.
That's what happens when you lose your dribble. You start to pivot, you start to panic. McElroy will just regain herself on the bench as Captain Klein steps in.
Here's Barroso. Travel call there on Krepniak.
Krepniak just jumped with both her feet there before the dribble. For possession for BC for the turnover.
Here's Klein. To Locke. Back to Peterson now in the corner. Peterson surveying options, trying to find Klein. She does. 5 seconds left here. No, but it's taken by Spencer. Put up now. No good. Air ball on the sky hook, and it will be British Columbia ball.
Really good contest there by BC. I thought that she had a tip on that there. I guess not. It was just a hand right in that face.
Diol out to Folka now. Hesitation from Folka. Spin move. Back out to Diol on the perimeter. Shake and bake from Diol. Spin move blocked by Hines from behind her. Barroso now. Krepniak in the corner. Fans calling for a travel. No call there. Barroso, 3 seconds left. Has to put a shot up. That one's no good. But she's fouled. So 2 attempts here at the charity strike once again for number 4, Barroso.
That's the second time that we've seen Barroso draw some contact in the paint. The first time she drove right, this time she drove left with a left-handed lay. And just does such a good job at drawing contact, never afraid to attack the paint despite her shorter size.
First one's in from Barroso. Second one's out. Rebounded though by Krepniak. Puts it back up. That one's good on the putback.
Krepniak is such a big body in the paint. We talked about how pivotal she is with those offensive boards and her easy lays, and she got both of them to go there.
Klein being hounded by 2 BC players. Now the ball's loose on the floor.
BC really starting to put pressure on Nova Scotia. I'm sure it was a talking point at half that they're playing just too light defense, allowing them to shoot beyond the arc, but pressing Klein there at the half speaks volumes to what they were talking about at the half to bring the pressure.
Peterson will inbound here for Nova Scotia on the sideline. Here's Locke. Driving. That one's blocked by Diol and stolen. What a game Puneet Diol's having here. Folka in the corner for 3. Off the rim and out. Here's Klein. Peterson. Ezzy from Peterson driving. Layup attempts up. No good. That's a foul though. 2 shots at the line for number 6.
Peterson doing a really good job at drawing that contact. We spoke about her before. She had a pair of triples in the first quarter, but showing that she could go for that downhill drive. A very good reset here for Nova Scotia. They failed to score here, Cole, in this first half. That free throw was their first point. Make that second. Find some rhythm for the team in blue as they break their deadlock to open up this second half.
Krepniak now taking ball handler duties here, pushing it up the court. Into Diol, high post. Diol out to Folka on the perimeter. Back to Diol. Between her legs, pull up J. That one's off the rim. Rebounded by Felt. Out to Barroso. Great pass from Felt to find a backdoor cutting Barroso for the 2 points.
Barroso loves to attack the rim, and a great cut there for the easy layup.
So BC went into the half down by 1, now up by 6, and a chance here to put some more points. Here's Diol on the smaller Klein. Can't get it to go. Peterson fighting for it now. She's still got it. Here's Locke. Jab step to Gorman. Gorman driving. That one's good from Gorman. First points of the second half for her.
Nice little mini hook shot there by Gorman.
Back to Felt now on the transition basket. That's 2 points more for Felt.
Nova Scotia got a little carried away there with the basket. Allowed the transition to come on the 2-on-1.
Locke trying to spin on Diol. No good. She's fouled. So 2 shots at the line here for Locke.
A good double spin move there by Locke, using her pivot on a tough, tight defender of Diol. We saw her get a pair of block shots in the first quarter, but in terms of Locke, she leads this team with 13 points per game, Cole, and is 4th right now in the tournament for free throw percentage, shooting 75%, so she's very efficient from the line.
A little bit of the commentator's curse there, Jackson. You've been doing that a lot this week.
Well, I did say 75%, so technically that's 3 makes in every 4. There you go.
There you go. Second one falls for Locke. Timeout taken by Nova Scotia. Lead has grown to 5 here with just a little bit over 5 minutes left to play.
Definitely a good timeout here from Nova Scotia as we get hit with the flag again. Cole, for the second time, we have to get that counter going, but a good timeout here from Nova Scotia. They started off firing here in the first quarter with 21 points in that first quarter and first half. In this third quarter, only 4 points. Cole, they're just struggling to find themselves on offense. They're getting a lot of looks early, but haven't been able to create those same looks here in the second half. BC is really keeping up that pressure, and their defense is just so intensifying.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about it a lot, but their defense has been the best part of their game right now. They're stopping Nova Scotia so far in the second half from getting and generating any type of offense. Klein hasn't been able to find that same type of space she found in the first half, as well as others on this team in Nova Scotia. So it's going to be very interesting coming out of this timeout to see how Nova Scotia attacks BC's defense now knowing that.
Yeah, BC right now winning the turnover battle, winning the rebounding battle, winning the offensive rebounding battle, and that's always going to help in the trenches.
Definitely will. So 42-37 is your score here. With about 5:02 left here in the third quarter. A chance to play Quebec in the semifinals.
And this right here is Nova Scotia's chance to kind of go on a little bit of a run. They went on a run when Punit Diol was on the bench. Right now she is on the bench. BC have been struggling with bench points. Only 2 bench points coming from free throws. So no bench players for BC have yet to make a field goal. This is where Nova Scotia has to strike, and you see them pressing full court.
Not able to do that when Punit Diol's on the floor. Able to do that now when she's off. Here's Barroso. Guarded by Klein. Byram coming to screen. Great screen from Byram now. Up to Krupeniak on the perimeter. That's yet another travel for number 8 in possession in favor of the team in blue.
Second time Krupeniak has done that. She just has such an eye to attack that rim. Gets a little bit carried away sometimes.
Here's Klein now. What can she illustrate here for Nova Scotia to cut this deficit? Trying to find her teammate. That ball's bouncing and away, but it's saved. Thrown back in and stolen by Krepniak. So now BC can get out on the break. Driving, putting the left-hand layup up. Rebounded by Byram into Koo. Ball's bouncing everywhere. It's loose on the floor. This one's going to get a call, and it will be BC ball.
Krepniak makes up for it with the steal there. A little bit bodies flying around everywhere. BC retains possession based off the jump ball arrow.
Another wayward pass here from BC. Backcourt violation there off the inbound, so it will be Nova Scotia ball.
Yeah, BC struggling to find their footing there without Punit Diol. And speaking of number 13, she checks into the game. Only 1 minute rest for her, playing almost every single minute in this one.
Here's Klein. Into Gorman. Tipped away by Krepeniak.
Krepniak with the active hands. She's up to 3 steals already in this one.
Parker to inbound, here to Gordon. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Big shot from McFarland's air ball, and no good. Here's Diol. Krepniak. Back to Diol, low post. Driving, left-hand layup. No good. Rebounded by Parker.
Great contest by Gorman.
Stolen right out of the hands of Parker into Krepeniak. Spin move from Barroso, and that one's good. Great move there from number 4 to put 2 points on the board.
We talked about Barroso, how she likes to go for that downhill drive. Shows her packages with the spin move to the left.
Here's McFarland. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Out in the corner to Parker for 3. That one's good. That one was a 2-pointer, a long 2, so 2 points on the board for number 10, Parker.
Just had her tippy toes there on the 2-point line.
Krepniak out to Correa. Diol now, high post. Krepniak back to Diol. Step back. She's wide open. That one can't fall, though. Interesting that there was no defensive pressure there on Diol. Just had the space to take a step back and shoot a 3.
Surprised they left her open there. Maybe left her a little bit too open.
Here's Finney. Finney losing her dribble. That one's a travel, so it will be BC ball.
Yeah, Finney there just got her foot a little bit caught. Maybe a little bit of a slip spot on the floor there. She'll regain herself.
Here's Diol. Pickpocketed by Gorman and back out to McFarland. Here's Gorman. Putting it up and blocked by Felt. Recovers it too. Here's Palma. Barroso now. Diol open on the perimeter. Elects not to shoot. Drives. Cross court to Krepniak. Back to Palma now. Baseline drive. Tries to put a layup up. She's blocked and fouled, so she'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Palma there got stuck between Gorman and Parker there. Absolutely collateraled. Did the right thing. Diol giving it to Palma in the corner. Quick baseline drive. Made the right decision and got the right call. Palma has a chance to break her seal. She has 0 points, 0 for 4, but has been putting in 6 quality minutes for this BC squad.
Palma's free throw falls. Maglor checks back into the game for Nova Scotia. Here she is with the ball. Finney. Parker driving, blocked at the rim by Diol. And it will be BC ball.
And that's one of the worst things in basketball, Cole. When you get blocked and it ends up coming off you.
Yeah.
But that just speaks volumes about the ferociousness of Diol's blocks. Straight impact.
Here's Barroso. Krepniak. Palma. Back to Krepniak. Three-point attempt from her. That one's good and it falls. A couple times she was on the perimeter, chose not to shoot it. This time she did. Just let it fly.
You don't really see three-point attempts by Krepniak. She loves to attack the basket, but when she's open, she'll make you pay.
Finney, top of the perimeter. McFarland guarded by Palma now. Between her legs, driving. Finding Parker now. She'll drive, put up a shot. It's blocked by Felt. And off Parker once again. It's going to be BC ball.
Another block shot. Great defense by BC. Nova Scotia doing the right thing, moving around the ball. Lots of players moving, but BC standing tall on the perimeter at the timeout's called.
Nova Scotia's going to need a timeout, back-to-back possessions where it's just not what you want on those ones. BC's fooling themselves right now.
Well, ever since that 21 first quarter by Nova Scotia, 21 points scored, it's just been downhill since. 11 in the second, 7 in the third. They're really struggling offensively, and since that first quarter, it's been the opposite for BC. They started off with 14 points in the first, then it grew to 17 in the second, and now it's growing to 18 and more in the third quarter. So as Nova Scotia continues to struggle offensively, BC continues to get better.
It's been all down to the performance of Puneet Diol. Last year, a first-time All-Star. This year, looking like it as well, trying to send her squad to the semifinals.
It really has been cool. She had 16 points in the first half, but right now she has 0 in the second half. It's really been Krepniak that stepped up for BC. The guards played 26 minutes. She has 15 points, 7 for 12, shooting 58% from the field.
Here's Barroso. To Diol. To Palma. Feels like almost every single possession, Diol's at least touching the ball here. Here's Felt now down low. There she is. Diol trying to grab the rebound over Magalore, but number 3 will come down with it. Being hounded by 3 defenders, is able to break it. Lots of space here for Nova Scotia to find an open shot. 5 seconds left. That one's off the backboard and now ripped away by McFarland, and it will be Nova Scotia ball. So about 2.8 seconds here, down 10 to get a final shot off here in this third quarter.
A little disappointing on the spacing there in Nova Scotia. Magalore was triple teamed there, Cole, on the sidelines there, but just poor spacing. Couldn't find the open teammate and open shot.
So Ogamba will check in here for some height instead of Diol. 3 seconds left here. Magalore, 1 second, has to turn around, can't put the shot up and find it. So we go into the fourth quarter. 10-point lead for BC with 1 point at the half. They've been able to extend it, and going into the final stretch here of the fourth quarter, they're up 10 points.
It's their biggest lead of the game. They had a big 11-0 scoring run on Nova Scotia, who only scored 7 points. And we touch upon her briefly. Krepniak really showed out in this third quarter. Her 15 points, very close to being the highest point getter. To Puneet Diol's 16 points, but Diol, no points in the third quarter, and BC with their largest lead of the game. You don't see that often. It's really been a 1-2 punch between Diol and Krepniak.
Yeah, you highlighted that it would be a point of contention that Nova Scotia would have to take advantage of Diol's minutes out, but she only came up for a minute, came back in, still wasn't able to find offensive flurry. But it's been Krepniak who's been able to drive, hit a big 3 in that third quarter, and contain this 10-point lead here going into the fourth.
Yeah, it really has been 30 minutes played so far in this one. 10 minutes left, and Krepniak and Diol have both played 27 minutes each. They've only been on the bench for 3 minutes, Cole.
Yeah.
So it speaks volumes about their stamina and how valuable they are to this BC squad as it continues to get louder and louder.
Both sets of fans really putting it on for their squads, making sure that both sets of players and groups know that their love is there and they're being supported heading into this fourth quarter.
The love is there, but also a little bit of rivalry between the two sides. On the U15 men's side, BC beat Nova Scotia to book themselves a trip to the quarterfinals.
So So Krepniak here to inbound for BC to start off this fourth quarter. Here's Barroso. Barroso now pickpocketed by Maglor. Great hands there from the shifty guard now. Trying to find a teammate. Elects not to. Fouled on the shot attempt. It'll be 2 shots for Maglor.
Well, Cole, you mentioned how shifty Maglor is. She's second right now in the tournament in steals, almost 5 steals a game, and she also gets fouled 5 times per game. We saw the steal and we saw her get fouled. Music to the ears as she's at the free throw line.
First one's a make. She's struggling a little bit in this one. 1 point, 0 for 7. Hasn't really found any type of confidence unless it's been at the line here, so looking to be a bigger fourth quarter for number 3. As both will fall down for her, so good start. Get your easy points here at the free throw line, but she's been a menace defensively.
Good start there from Nova Scotia. As Maglor with another steal in this one, they'll win possession based off the jump ball. She's up to 4 steals now, and that's what you need to start the fourth. Nova Scotia bringing the pressure as they're down by 8.
Here's Gorman. McFarland. Peterson. Maglor. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Has to put a shot up. It's blocked by Felt. Once again in the paint.
Great job by Felt, sticking with Maglor, who's so shifty, so quick. Beat her with the quick first step, but was able to make it up with the reach.
Krepniak now. Out to Palma. Rebounded by Felt. Her layup was no good. Fighting for it. That's going to be a travel in the paint. Too many steps without a dribble for Felt.
Felt was wide open there for the offensive rebound, but a great contest by Gorman, not allowing any easy buckets.
Maglor now spinning, turning, trying to put a shot up. She's fouled.
Again, Maglor fouled. We mentioned before she gets fouled 5 times per game. It's because she's just so twitchy, Cole, so fast that you're not able to have those instincts. You're more prone to reaching in, and that's how she gets to the free throw line and gets her easy points and finds her rhythm.
So Smale checks into the game. Both are good from Maglor. Krepniak trying to find Palma, but it's ripped out and taken on the outlet pass from Peterson. Here she is driving now, putting a layup up. No good, rebounded by Barroso. Here's Palma. That jab step was not a jab step, that was a travel.
I like to see BC just slow down the pace here. They've yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Nova Scotia on a 4-0 run, and I'd like to see Penit Diol just get the ball a little bit, let her work her magic.
Maglor now. 6-point lead for British Columbia. Off the leg of Diol. So British Columbia have been able to trail away a little bit here, and that's large in part due to the points in the paint. 32 points in the paint for British Columbia to Nova Scotia's 8. As Diol picks up the ball and drives on McFarland, puts the layup up. That's yet another point in the paint for British Columbia. They're just dominating in that aspect.
I said that BC need to get Diol the ball. She said, you know what, I'll get it myself with the steal and I'll finish it myself.
Diol once again driving, putting the body on the line. and she'll head to the line for two.
Big body there by Diol. A steal, gets it back in transition, uses her size to her advantage, draws a foul. Her first 2 points coming in the second half as she's at the charity stripe.
First one's good from Diol. Spoke about it earlier, but she was a first-team All-Star last year in this same tournament. Averaged 16.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 38% from the three-point line, and is showing all of those skills today as well. Here's Peterson being locked down by 2 defenders and stolen right back by Diol. Driving on Spencer, putting up a layup, can't find the back of the rim. Peterson driving out to McFarland for 3. That one's off the rim and out. Krepniak now out to Diol. She'll take that three-pointer. She'll make it. Punit Diol having herself a game. Make that 22 points for number 13.
Quick 5-point run there by Punit Diol. She's up to 22 points, like you said, Cole. 3 steals. She's starting to take over here in the fourth.
3 minutes played here in this fourth quarter. Peterson steps back. Can't find the net. Smale rolling around on the floor there after tugging for the ball, and it's going to result in British Columbia.
BC ball due to the jump ball. You see Punit Diol there smiling. She knows what's going on. She knows what's up. No points in the third quarter, but right now she's having a fourth quarter takeover, but here comes Scotia.
Peterson now driving on Barroso. Layup attempts up, no good. Smale trying to grab the rebound. Peterson, 2-footer. That one rolls off all sides of the rim, but can't find the net. Klein now, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Spin move. Peterson, top of the perimeter. Pulls up. That's good. So Peterson, yet another 3. Had a couple in the first quarter. None since then. She's added to her total here in the fourth.
Hand in the face, didn't matter. Or closeout. She'll take advantage of that. That's her third triple in this one. That's an over and back called. Have to be careful with that.
10-point lead here. Seems like a large one, but with 6:15 left to play here in the fourth, all to play for still. Finney will inbound here for Nova Scotia. Here's Klein. Some off-ball movement from the team in blue. Looking at options. Here's Peterson. Back to Klein. Calling for a screen. 3 seconds left. Got to step back. Broke the ankles, but wasn't able to find the net. It was Klein. Here's BC now. Out to Diol. Diol driving easily around Spencer and finding 2 more points.
Very nice patience there by Diol. We heard the crowd say, shoot it, shoot it. She said, no, I'll be patient. I'll take this easy layup to my right strong hand.
Klein with yet another travel. The call looking like it's breaking down here for Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's coach does not like that one. He's still complaining to the referee. Here's Diol. Barroso. Stolen from Peterson. Off the jump ball pass from Diol. Here's Peterson driving. That layup's good.
Tough layup by Peterson going coast to coast. It's always intimidating to go one-on-one against a star-studded player in Punit Diol who already has 3 blocks, but she took that lay tough.
Volka in the corner, elects not to shoot, gives it back to Diol. Fans counting down the shot clock, 5 seconds. Krepniak now. That one is an air ball.
Good defense there by Nova Scotia. Had to force the shot from Krepniak, who's very capable of making it from the perimeter, but it's not her strongest suit. A good 24-second defense there for the team in blue.
Yeah, 1-3 in this game for Krepniak, but couldn't replicate that magic on that attempt. Peterson will inbound here on the baseline for Nova Scotia. Klein's been relatively quiet here in this second half, looking to ignite her offense once again for Nova Scotia. Finney loses possession of the ball there. In great IQ there from Folka to let that one run out. It'll be BC ball. Here's Diol, good crossover, great pass into the corner for Folka. Can't find the back of the net.
Great patience there to find the pass, the open teammate. Not many of the players can make those passes.
Peterson right shoulder, great hesitation, putting it up. Diol trying to come for the block, but it's an and one. So Peterson, potential three-point play.
Peterson putting on a clinic here in the fourth quarter. You saw Diol try to go for that swipe, try to go for that block. Just came a little bit too late on that one and gave Peterson the and one bucket.
So timeout called before the free throws for BC. Looking to talk some things over. 8-point lead here with a little under 4 minutes to play in this one.
Well, Cole, we've been talking about Diol with 25 points, talking about Krepniak with 15. But right now, Peterson is up to 19 points, had a chance to make 20. She had a strong start coming out in the first, and she's finishing very strong to come out in the fourth. And Nova Scotia really need her to continue this progression if they want to come back into the game.
So game planning here for Nova Scotia. Jackson, you know I always look to you to ask, what are you doing here? Fourth quarter, a little under 4 minutes left to play. Who are you looking at, and what's the game plan here for Scotia to get back into this one?
It would be nice to see some off-ball screens set for Klein and set for Peterson. Both of them have hit a pair of threes. Peterson was hot early on, and you see her walking to the free throw line. She's determined right now. She has an eye for the basket, eye for the goal. I like to really see Nova Scotia lean towards their number 6 to try to close out this game.
First one falls. Should I say second one for the three-point play? Here's Diol. Barroso. Folka now looking for options. Finds Diol. Into Byram. That one can't fall.
Great contest by Smale. She's being hounded. Last touch out there by Nova Scotia, though.
Miscommunication on the rebound between Peterson and Smale. And BC is going to have another attempt here to push their lead to 9. Here's Byram. Diol. Folka. Someone's got to do something. Byram now. Fouled by Klein. Not liked by the coach of Nova Scotia.
Looks like a technical is also being issued there on Coach Gorey. Not the best timing for Nova Scotia. Only down by 7 there. Gorey's kind of been harping on the referees all game.
I've been watching him. He's been in the ear of that sideline ref, I think, for the entire game. So he's obviously not liking the calls. He's still talking right now to our sideline ref on our side. His sideline ref telling him to calm down and keep quiet, but doesn't look like he's going to stop. He's not liking what the referee's decisions are in this one.
Well, BC have definitely drawn a lot of fouls, and Gorey is always going to vocalize his opinion there, but Uni Diol will take that free point any day of the week. She's up to 26%. She's taken 25 shots, so hefty offensive clinic here by Diol.
First one's in from Isabel Byram. Now, if you're wondering why Diol shot first, that was for the technical. 2 shots here for Byram as she goes 1 for 2 from the line. Here's Klein now. 9-point lead for BC. 3:03 left. That's another turnover from Nova Scotia as Gorey shakes his head.
BC bringing the pressure, and you have to start to wonder when will Nova Scotia really bring the pressure and force some turnovers that they so desperately need.
Here's Diol. Driving, spin move, finds Folka in the right corner, back to Byram, trying to put a layup attempt up. And she's fouled once again. The coaches on Nova Scotia do not like that call.
Hands were up. Coach Gorey says the assistant coaches don't like it either. Flat-footed, hands up, just a little bit too much contact for the referee's liking. But folks, if you're watching at home, never complain to these referees in any sport. It'll never end up on your side, so
they never will.
Take the lesson.
I'm going to have to agree with Gorey on this call, though. I think that was perfect defense from the defender and just bad call there from the refs. But nonetheless, Isabel Byram's back at the line here, and their second shot falls in. Klein being hounded by Barroso into Schmale, and that's a foul by Byram.
Yeah, a quick reach in there by Byram. Had the right idea to try to go for the steal, but just clipped Schmale there.
Here's Schmale. Driving is Schmale off the backboard and in from Schmale. First points of the game for her. Diol. Back to Diol. Pull up J. Can't fall. Off the rim and out. 2 minutes left here in this fourth quarter. 8-point lead for BC. Great crossover move from Klein. Floater's no good. So Barroso now can slow things down for British Columbia. Krepniak. Spin move. Here's Folka in the corner. Elects not to shoot. 2 seconds left. Got to put a shot up. That's no good. No foul call. Or there is a foul call on the floor. Barroso will head to the line. You couldn't hear the whistle on that one. It's so loud in here, Jackson.
It is very loud in here, and that's a tough call for Nova Scotia. You played 23 seconds of perfect defense, 1 second left on the clock, and a quick foul. Unfortunate situation.
First one's in from Barroso. Second one's off from Barroso, and it's going to be Nova Scotia ball.
We talked about Diol and talked about Krepniak, but what about Barroso? She's shooting 60% from the field, up to 11 points. A quiet, great showing from the shorter guard.
So Spencer will head to the line here.
Nova Scotia in the bonus.
First points of the game there for Kate Spencer. 30 minutes played here in this one, but not a lot of offensive action.
Not a lot of offensive action. She's more a defensive player. 2 rebounds, a steal of her own, but one of those players that does a lot for Nova Scotia that doesn't really accumulate to the stat sheet.
So 1:20 left here. And right now, down by 7 is Nova Scotia. Still, with 1:20, that's still a chance. A flurry of offense, we've seen they've been able to do it. They were hot to start the game in the first quarter. They just need to find that form again, and maybe we could see a little bit of a comeback here. But going to this timeout, Jackson, for your Nova Scotia, who's got to get this ball?
Right now, who's got to get the ball definitely has to be Peterson. She's hot, 20 points, shooting 40%. She's their best three-point getter, 42% beyond the arc. Right now, Nova Scotia is doing pretty well in the back end in this fourth quarter. They're outscoring BC, but I'd like to see some defensive pressure. Right now, they're letting BC get their half-court offense set, dwindling down that time, using all 24 seconds. You need to force some turnovers. They're down 3 possessions.
Yeah, I want to highlight how good of a job BC have done of shutting down Klein, because she was hot to start that first quarter. And since then, still 10 points, but 3 for 6 from the field, 50%, but hasn't really taken a lot of the offensive load here in the second half.
Yeah, it's definitely been a quieter second half for Captain Klein. But Peterson has really shined with their 20 points.
So 1:20 here left. Down by 7 is Nova Scotia. It's BC ball. Great between the leg move from Diol to get past Peterson. She was able to drive here and get fouled.
It's always tough to guard Puneet Diol. She has the handle, she has the size, she has the power to get by you, and she has the power to draw contact and get herself to the free throw line.
Yeah, 26 points in this one. 10 for 26 from the line, but also 6 rebounds and 1 assist to top off on 3 steals. So pretty good outing here from number 13 of BC as the second one falls. Down by 9 is Nova Scotia. 1:02 left here in the fourth quarter. Step back and blocked by Krepniak on the three-point line against Peterson. So here's BC now. Barroso slowing things down. They can feel the semifinals. They can smell it. Foul by Klein.
What a block there by Krepniak. Didn't even have to jump for that one. She had the height advantage, just a simple hand in the face using her length.
So with 47 seconds left here in a 9-point lead and 2 shots at the charity strike, it feels like BC is moving on to face Quebec in the semifinals.
Another rematch from Pool A. We have Ontario and Alberta. They were both in Pool A. Now we have Quebec and BC. Quebec, the silver medalist last year. BC coming forth, and they're eyeing for some silverware.
Klein now can try to get some offense to end this one off for Nova Scotia. Here's Spencer to Locke. BC still playing hounding defense. Peterson now for 3, off the rim and out. McFarland grabs the rebound, hounded by 2 defenders, stuck in the corner. Finds Peterson cutting. She's going to have some trouble getting one shot up, but she can't get it up because British Columbia has the ball. That's a foul from Peterson in the backcourt. Frustration starting to set in for Nova Scotia.
Well, Cole, if you're Nova Scotia, down by 11, 18 seconds left, it's safe to say that their semifinal dreams are over, but a lot of things to hold your head high about. You go 2-2. You test a BC team that came fourth last year that has one of the best players in the country in Puneet Diol. She put on an offensive clinic, 28 points, but Nova Scotia did themselves good. coming here to Oshawa, getting a pair of wins, and challenging a very tough BC squad that was one of the contenders going into this tournament.
Yeah, BC obviously was in for a medal last year in the same tournament, so they were always going to be eyeing for that opportunity. But Nova Scotia is not one of those teams that's in the Final Four all the time. We had the pleasure of watching them for the first time today this week, and kind of sad this will be the last time, but nonetheless, this has been a team I've been greatly impressed by. They came out firing on all cylinders to start this quarterfinal matchup, and they really made this a close one, led at halftime by 1. It was looking like that offense would continue in the second, but British Columbia have been able to step down on defense and really put down the markers.
You talk about firing on all cylinders, you just have to talk about British Columbia, a team that started 0-2, lost to Ontario, lost to Quebec, had a big win against Alberta, and now a big win against Nova Scotia to book themselves to the semis. And we know that Alberta is a very good team. They beat an undefeated 4-0 Saskatchewan team to book themselves into a semifinal matchup with Ontario. So BC really riding this hot hand, beating Alberta, beating Nova Scotia, and next up is the Quebecois.
Locke's first free throw is good. Second one will fall as well. So Correa is able to check in here for Barroso. Great game from Barroso. Not a lot of offense actually. 13 points, 3 for 5. Was able to add and tack on some points late on there from the free throw line, but has played a very good game. She'll sit out for the rest of this one.
Definitely a quiet, nice offensive performance from Barroso, but we've highlighted her before, and with 12 seconds left, it's enough time to give her her flowers. Beneath the old 28 points. We haven't seen that offensive clinic to that extent so far in this tournament. It's just such a pleasure to watch. Shot 46% from the 2-point range, which is the reason why she had an unofficial visit to Kentucky. And if anybody is watching this, please tune into the semifinal matchup between British Columbia and Quebec to watch a tight, heavily contested matchup and watch Benit Diol and the all-star that she is.
0.3 seconds left here on the clock. As could be 2 more free throws here for Cassidy McFarland. Only 1 point in this game, make that 2. 0 for 4 from the field, but was very good in that first quarter. Part of that offense that went on that big offensive flurry. As Ogamba picks up the rebound off the missed shot. This one's over. Quarterfinals are over here on the women's side, as British Columbia take the win 66-58 against Nova Scotia and move on to the semifinals against Quebec tomorrow. So our semifinals are set. Ontario against Alberta, Quebec against British Columbia. We will see you tomorrow for semifinal action. For Cole Hales and Jackson Vidori, thank you for tuning in here to the Canada National Basketball Championships here in Ontario Tech Gym. We'll see you tomorrow.